Alright, we're going to review this little heater here. Up on the top you have, actually this is for temperature, and you can actually hear it. So the temperature right now in the room is about right here. So once you get where the heat should be, then you just come and dial this to where you hear that little click. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and you can see the power is on. In other words, it's plugged in. I'm going to just turn it to fan. Alright, you can definitely feel it now. There is some vibration. You can see it's actually moving. Now, I have a pint-sized jar and umbrella next to it, just so you kind of see size-wise how big it is, but you can see it's making its way towards the umbrella right now. So there is a little bit of shifting on carpet. I don't think you'd have a problem, but on a slick surface like this is the countertop, it definitely moves. So you can have it on low heat, and it doesn't take very long before it's producing the low heat, and you can have it on hot, the highest heat, and it definitely, you can't really stick your hand next to it because it's that hot. And like I said, if you find that you're at the temperature you want, then you just dial this until you hear the click, and then it would shut off. And maybe it's not exactly where you want, so you can actually dial it until you hear the click, and it will turn back on. So as the room gets hotter, then that's actually going to be the gauge, the thermostat for when to shut it off and when to keep it on. Anyway, it is small. Its handle, this is all metal, which I really like. The inside is plastic, and then you can see the core in there. The fan is on the back. Let me turn it around here. You can see the fan, and you notice as I picked it up, it shut off automatically, so when it tips over, it knows that and will shut off. And so let me make sure that that was a tip over. And that is a little bit of a hazard because I'm just tipping it right onto its side, and it is actually still producing the heat. Let me see what happens again. Yeah, it is still producing heat, so if it does tip over, that's probably not a good thing. So put it somewhere where it's not going to tip over. And I don't know why it doesn't have an automatic shut off. I thought it would. Anyway, it did shut off before, but that's because it hit its temperature, not because it was tipped over. And I would imagine just sitting like that, at some point it's going to hit its temperature, and then it's going to shut off, so probably before any fires would happen. But again, that may not be a good thing. So I wanted to test to see how far this would move if I had on the wood floors, which is where I probably would have it. And about 2 minutes ago I started right here, level and even, and I'm going to let it go and it just automatically turned off. I'm going to turn up the temperature so it'll still go. And I'm going to do 2 minutes worth, and then I'll shut it off, but I'm going to go fast through this. Alright, it's been 2 minutes, and you can see my size of foot is a 10, and that's how far it's traveled in just 2 minutes. I think with the inability for it to turn off when it flips, it is angled, so it'd be hard to flip, but with it traveling, you definitely wouldn't want it up somewhere where it could flip off. It's not there's, from a safety standpoint, I don't know that this is one that I would recommend, just because there's so many different things that it can do, and it doesn't automatically shut off. If it automatically shut off, then maybe, but with it traveling that much, and this is on the wood floor, I had it up on the countertop before, it was traveling, and anyway, I can't recommend this product, and I hope that this helps you in your buying process, and we'll talk at you later.